Once again, it's a privilege to be welcome into your homes. Today we are reading from Luke chapter 17, verse 11 to 19. As Jesus continued his journey to Jerusalem, he traveled through Samaria and Galilee. As he was entering a village, 10 lepers met him. They stood at a distance from him and raised their voice, saying, "Jesus, Master, have pity on us." And when he saw them, he said, "Go show yourselves to the priest." As they were going, they were cleansed. And one of them, realizing he had been killed, returned, glorifying God in a loud voice. And he fell at the feet of Jesus and thanked him. He was a Samaritan. Jesus said in reply, 10 were cleansed, were they not? Where are the other 9? Has none by this foreigner returned to give thanks to God? Then he said to him, "Stand up and go. Your faith has saved you." We have all been graced in various ways. We have all received a great deal as a gift. We don't always recognize that ultimate source of all these graces and gifts is God. That is what distinguished the Samaritan leper from the other 9 in the reading. All 10 were equally graced. They had all been healed by Jesus of a disease that left them only half alive. Yet it is said of only one of them that, finding himself cured, he turned back praising God at the top of his voice. He threw himself at the feet of Jesus and thanked him because he recognized that God was working through Jesus. He thanked Jesus, but he praised God. He had the insight to see that God was at work in the gift of healing he received from Jesus. Jesus recognized this leper's insight. He didn't say, "Nobody has come back to thank me except this foreigner," but "No one has come back to give praise to God except this foreigner." That is why Jesus goes on to say to him, "Your faith has saved you." This leper had the vision of faith. He recognized God at work in the good that had happened to him, in the extraordinary way he had been graced. We are called to that same vision of faith. We are called to recognize and to acknowledge God at every work in all those experiences of grace that bless us throughout our lives. Dear friends, God's grace calls forth our praise. Shalom. Peace.